And joining us on the special broadcast is Dr. Harsh Shringla, former Foreign Secretary and former Indian Ambassador to United States. Ambassador Shringla, really appreciate your time. I'm speaking to you at a time when just a few hours ago there has been a ceasefire between India and Pakistan. Of course, that announcement came in from the US, and then India went ahead and shared the details as well. There were several countries which were supposed to be playing the role of interlocutors, believed to be, because of the Saudis arriving in India unannounced and then traveling to Islamabad. There was also this sense that Iranians could play the role as well.
No, absolutely. I think this is quite a sudden development. From what I understand, the Pakistan DGMO reached out to our DGMO and offered, a ceasefire. What we have is a stoppage of fire until the 12th of May and until the DGMOs meet. And so it seems to be a sort of a temporary situation for the time being. But clearly, the Pakistanis have been prompted by the Americans, from what I can see, to take the step. Obviously, we have also been in touch. So it seems to be essentially, a combination of many factors.
Yes. Would you also say, Ambassador, that India managed to communicate to the world rather effectively and emphatically that it can carry out an operation of this nature, which was called Operation Sindoor, and India managed to say that that when it comes to the second round, we saw the Pakistani military air bases being struck as well. So the message was loud and clear that how far can India go? India can go deep inside the mainland of Pakistan.
No, absolutely. I think Op Syndhur was a huge success from the point of view of a pinpointed strike against terrorists and terrorist infrastructure, both in Pakistan and Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. It not only, in many senses, was, avenged the memory of those of our citizens who were killed, in a cold-blooded manner in Pahalgam, but also served as a very stern warning and deterrence to Pakistan against using terrorism as an instrument of policy. So it was, I would say, a very successful exercise. After that, Pakistan escalated the situation by using kinetic actions to target military and civilian establishments across the border from the north to the west, and continue to do that on two subsequent nights. I think we obviously met any such Pakistani action with very, very firm resolve and counter actions. And I think the result of all of that is that Pakistan fully realized that as their air defense and other systems get degraded, as their ability to maintain the supplies that would be needed for a conflict of this nature would dry up, they did, I think, feel the need to work out a sort of a cessation of conflict. And so you see this in the form of this stoppage of fire on both sides.
So you're calling it very carefully a stoppage of fire on both the sides here, Ambassador. And would you also not say that, Operation Sindoor was more than just a military response? It was a strategic resolve, a defining moment for what was India's modern security doctrine. Prime Minister Modi's political will and his leadership has to be spoken about in terms of what he did in trying to send that message that India has managed to send a message that it is about a swift, surgical and unapologetically assertive security doctrine now.
Absolutely. It means that there is a policy of Prime Minister Modi that every time you hit us, we'll hit you harder. So it happened in 2016, it happened in 2019, and it has happened this year. And God forbid, that any future actions are there. I think the gloves would be off. But what is important is to keep that pressure on Pakistan, keep it through the various diplomatic and economic means at our disposal, including the Indus Water Treaty provisions, and many other means that we have. At the same time, I think we have to be very vigilant that Pakistan does not resort to cross-border terrorism again, and we have to have all the various measures in place, preemptive measures to ensure that they are kept in check in that regard.
A word on the role of the US. While there was a lot of anticipation as to what the Saudis could do, but the call that was made by Marco Rubio to General Asim Munir, was a message that that US understands who is really in charge and control of Pakistan.
Well, it's difficult to say because all the facts are not at our disposal, but everybody's done their bit to contribute in some ways to a better, understanding of our position and to bring Pakistan around to understanding that there is no option for them but to climb down, from their position of escalating the conflict. But I think the final, of course, role was that of the United States, which is the preeminent power in the world even today. And they can bring the sort of pressures that are necessary to bear on a very recalcitrant I would say a state which is sometimes even outside the bounds of normal nationhood, to bring them in line.
How do you look at the role of IMF, which certainly, the sanctions in terms of what Pakistan managed to achieve through the IMF meeting yesterday? India abstained from the vote because the rules do not really permit a formal no, but India did convey its strong dissent that in terms of Pakistan military's role in the country's economic dominance and how to expect any kind of transparency in the functioning of Pakistan may be expecting too much out of it.
Well, this is not the sanctioning of a loan or a facility. I think this is a tranche of an existing facility that was agreed to. So there is a 7 billion extended facility fund, out of which $1 billion was provided. And there is another, I think it's called a sustainability fund for which another 1.3 billion was provided out of that existing fund that was already approved for Pakistan. I think there was not enough time for us to be able to lobby with the members to get a decision that is favorable. But I think we have made our point that Pakistan is can't be relied on with the proper use of its funds, and that there is a grave danger that the funds would be misused to support non-state actors, terrorists, and of course their military misadventures. I think if it comes up again, we should be able to make our point even more forcefully.
Okay, before I let you go, your final thought on what is appearing to be just a ceasefire at the moment. If there is an aggression from Pakistan, India will see that as an act of war.
Well, I would say that we haven't seen the end of this because, it is a stoppage of firing. But I think it all depends on Pakistan's, ability to keep its terrorists under check and not to indulge in any more, cross-border attempts at terrorism. And of course, as I said, I mean, the larger issue of dealing with Pakistan is still somewhere out there. We may not be involved in kinetic actions, but I think we will have to deal with the issue that is very much in our immediate neighborhood, which is how to deal with a country that's almost a failed state and one that is going to be a troublesome immediate neighbor.
Ambassador Shringla, really appreciate your time. Thank you so much.